I'm Christopher, and welcome to Holy and Messy. We're kicking off our first project, The People, the Path, and the Faith, an 8-episode journey through real, unpolished faith stories, because faith is shaped by the people around us, the path we walk, and how it grows along the way. We do this because stories matter. If it feels familiar, it'll be resonating. If not, we hope it's inspiring. Today, we're diving into where faith begins. Faith rarely starts with certainty. More often, it begins with questions, with doubts, and little sparks that slowly grow. Our guest today is Immy, someone whose journey began in skepticism, pain, or even rebellion. She'll share the turning point when God became real in her life and how her faith took root. Through the people who shaped her, the paths she walked, and the faith that grew along the way. Let's explore her story together. Let's dive in. We're going to welcome Immy. Hi, Immy. How are you?
I'm good,
This
thank you.
is so British. How are you? You're good, right?
How are you? Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell more about yourself?
Hi, so yeah, I am Immy and I'm currently pregnant.
Yeah?
And that's me.
Beautiful. Do you want to share a little bit more about your creative background?
No, I come from a fairly creative background doing social media content. I studied fashion communication and then went on to be a content creator, a social media manager, until moved in with my partner and stopped working because I was so poorly.
You start working now. Look at that. You're back to podcasts. You're back to content. So, which is great. This series, we name it The People, the Path, the Faith. So we're going to start with the people and then the path and how do you know faith? How you thought about God or religion?
It's a good question. I was raised Catholic. I went to a Catholic school and my family, I mean, they are Catholic. But yeah, it was fully my dad. He basically signed me up for the same school that he went to when he moved over to the UK. He's from Trinidad originally.
Oh.
So when he moved over here.
So this is not about the Catholic background. It's all about the historical context. That's why he put you in the school?
I don't know. I think it's a bit of both. I think he likes the idea. He liked the idea of spirituality and religion.
Okay.
But not necessarily.
I'm surprised.
He didn't necessarily raise me religious. I would say he put me in a religious school. Yeah, it's mainly my school. I mean, we still had nuns by the time I started who were running the school and things. So it was very traditional. It was adjoined to a church. So we had service every Wednesday.
In Catholic church, right?
Yeah.
For how long?
I attended that church, well, until I left school.
Okay.
So from being a baby until 11.
How was it to grow up in the church when you're young?
I didn't know anything else. I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it, but I didn't know anything else. But we didn't really have God at home. It wasn't a case of, I think my dad tried a little bit. He always made us pray before meals and pray before bed, but we weren't reading the Bible. We weren't talking about God actively. And I think that's because where my dad was at in his own personal life, he, I would say, dabbled with like spirituality as a whole rather than.
Do you think he succeeded?
No.
No. No. Because he puts you there, right? And he wants you to be in faith. Or, at least like maybe the way how he look at faith as well.
I think it's important especially when you put your children in that kind of environment, to also continue those teachings yourself though.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any of that. And he didn't, I wasn't really getting and now that no one was, making me do it or talking about it, I wasn't going to go home and pick up my Bible. I don't think I even had a Bible. I think I got given one for my my first Holy Communion. But if I wasn't, no one was saying
for free. Oh no! In the Protestant church, we don't get our Bible for free.
But when we baptize the baby, we get the kid's Bible given to us to read to her.
I think we got it wrong.
Yeah.
That's the whole church.
True.
We're going to go to the path. Like, where does everything change, right? So what is the moment or season first sparked your curiosity about God?
I would say from about 13, 14, I was I wouldn't say I was misbehaving because, again, I always did, like, I was fine in school. I just struggled a lot with my mental health. I struggled a lot with finding a place and a community and somewhere to feel settled.
A sense of community, right?
Yeah.
And belongings.
Definitely. I looked everywhere. And also just a sense of self. I was so unsure of myself. I didn't know who I was or where I fit in or anything like that. So, and then it was actually kind of when the pandemic hit that I really was like, wow, I didn't understand what the point was. But then once everything opened up again, I just fell back into the same habits, if not even worse than before, because it was like, oh, great, now we can finally go out and we party even harder and we drink even more and we smoke even more. And we, I really went off piste for, again, another 3 or 4 years, maybe.
It's the nature of human beings, right? I stopped being sober, I love my life now, praise the Lord. And then, when we got the freedom again, we'll just get back to the same pattern.
But then I met you.
Oh, thank you. Please tell them.
And one day we just happened to have a conversation.
We chat for 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, bless you.
Yeah. It was an emotional chat as well for me. I still have that. I still remember that moment, seriously. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I was working in the indoor market and it was, obviously a night of one of the Eagle West festivals. So that I'd probably come and grab some food and maybe a beer.
Yeah. I think that's what you mentioned that day. I remember you need
Probably
a drink
needed
so
a drink.
bad.
Yeah.
You need a drink so bad. I was like, yo, this sister got something to share. And then you came over.
Yeah, I was very, very unhappy at that point in my life.
Yeah.
Very unhappy.
On that day that I saw you, I know you're so stray. You're just seeking for help, but you don't know, you got nowhere to go. That's what I could see.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was looking, I wanted to run away at that point in my life.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
genuinely, I don't know anywhere other than where I was.
Yeah. You told me one moment, you was like, hey, I want to talk. I just want to chill. I want a beer. And I was like, okay, I think you need more than a beer. Then you were like, yeah, I need more than that. I was like, okay, stop paying for the beer. And I give you the lanyard. So come and volunteer so you can have free beer. I remember that.
It was a good night. It was a lovely night. It's weird to look back at it now because I do already feel like such a different person to that girl. But obviously I'm very thankful for it because it led me to where I am now.
Yeah, that's right. Praise the Lord.
I think I was having a conversation with Chris Maguire and he mentioned Alpha, which was something I'd never heard of before. It's a course about an introduction to Christianity. Matt was with me and he kind of said, well, I'm on it. And I think I wanted to see Matt again. And he did. He was very, lovely about it. And that was basically my reintroduction back into faith. And from that I met, so many amazing people and kind of learned a very different side of Jesus, completely different to the one that I was raised.
Yeah, from the Catholic background.
Yeah, I didn't even have a relationship with Jesus. I knew of a God.
Yeah.
And then I got to know God and Jesus and the faith and the community and everything amongst it. So like I said, it was such like dipping the toe in and out kind of thing. And then it was like, okay, from Friday just coming to have a beer after work to Sunday attending Alpha to, I think it was about 3 months later, I was getting baptized.
Exactly. Beautiful. When I try to look back, like, until today, the growth in you is amazing. You're trying to fight through loads of stuff as well.
Thank you.
The first time you came to church, and on the first service, after the service, I asked you, okay, how'd you feel? Do you remember the first thing you told me?
No.
You were like, I'm amazed. Like, why? There's a cafe in the church. This is funny. So the faith, where are you now on this journey? You're still asking or starting to trust?
Sometimes with this journey, it can feel like you're taking like 2 steps forwards and 3 steps back. Like you can think you really know something to only find out something completely else, different, and kind of be like, I actually really am unsure and I am questioning things. And I think especially where I'm at in my life right now, being married in the church and then also having a baby, you have a lot to think about in terms of like, even kind of like, what are we going to say? What are our vows going to be? What are how traditional is it going to be? Are we having it? Even we had our wedding obviously was very much about the community and about the congregation and about Christ, which is, I couldn't have been more happy with. And it was so right. And then again, we're thinking about like, okay, do we baptize our child? And, you know, who have got parents? And you just there's always something to question. It never feels super straightforward. And Matt and I talk about this quite a lot. And I think he can probably tell you more about it than I can sometimes. But a lot of it is just coming back to your kind of basics and your core and your relationship with God, and reading the Gospels and the New Testament, and just not overwhelming yourself with
exactly. That's
everything.
the key words. That's the key words. Overwhelming.
Yeah. So some days I'm really confident and very like, I'm in a great place with my faith. Our home is our own mini church, and it's filled with love and filled with God, and I couldn't be happier. And then you sometimes you can it's very easy to take a step away from that and be maybe in a place where you're surrounded by people who aren't Christian, and to be like, oh, right, this is how a lot of people live their life, and it's very worldly and it's very different. And I've stepped so far away from that. Obviously, like I said, my job-wise was in fashion and in social media, in city centres like London and Manchester. And I love where we're at now, but it's also very
hard.
It's hard, and it's very normal to have wobbles and to have doubts.
Yeah.
It's easier with kids, I will say, when you're teaching. So we have my stepson, again, he's 6 years old. So it's very easy to be like, this is why we talk about faith. When you're teaching a child, you know, even like Jesus said, like to be like little children. And the core principles, it's kind of like, of course we want that to be what our home is about. Of course that's what we want our life to be about. Why wouldn't you? Who wouldn't want this? So generally I'm very steadfast in it. It's only, sometimes you get those little attacks, I suppose, that make you think, oh, but if we had this, or if we were doing this, or I don't know.
I think this is the thing. Like lots of people, and even some of the brother and sister out there, they still hope and they still expect Christian life is more like, oh, now I'm gonna believe in Christ, so now I got saved, and now it's gonna be great. But no, this is not the journey of faith. It gets
harder.
Yeah, exactly. It gets so much harder. That's right. It gets so much harder. But now, when we look at that, now you got principles that are actually guiding you through your game. It's not like a game that we used to play, like before we became a Christian. Because before we know the Lord, it's more like, okay, I'm gonna explore myself. I'm going to explore, because we love freedom, right? That's a word that hard to define, and it drives people crazy, right?
And I feel like I'm a very good example of that. My life was so, so different. And a lot of the things that have changed have been, I ended a very long-term relationship. I have left jobs. I had to leave my house. I had to give up one of my pets. Like, you know, really things that they weren't in, I didn't think they were going to happen. I didn't think any of that, you know, I've stopped working on my own business and all these things that I'm like, if you had told me at that point were going to happen, I would have been very upset.
Exactly, yeah.
But on the other side of that was I met the love of my life. I am building a home together, and I got married, and
you met us.
Oh, how could I forget?
Please put that into it.
You started it.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay.
And yeah, I've never felt more settled and happy, and it's very easy most days again to go, I have full faith in God's work and His plan for me, because look where I am now.
Yeah, which is still learning, but which is beautiful.
Yeah. But it's everything that I kind of ever wanted and could dream of that just wasn't happening for me, and it was only by letting go and giving up a lot of things and being really...
Here's sacrifice, right? Sacrifices.
Yes, yeah. A lot of... Well, it felt like sacrifices, but now it doesn't.
Yeah. When
That's
you
the
look
thing.
back, you know...
Yeah, when I look back, I'm like, I haven't lost anything. I've only gained.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the time, you're clinging so hard onto a sense of, control... That it's, and we're such stubborn creatures. We're such like stubborn people who just, we live selfishly and we want...
We're just greedy, right?
Yeah.
We want everything.
We want everything. We want things to be a certain way in the time frame that we want it to be in. And it just doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
And if you just submit yourself and obey, everything that you like dream of will come
and look
around.
at that. Like few minutes now, I don't know how many minutes ago, you just said, I don't know how to share faith. But look at that. You're sharing faith now.
But it's easy when I'm talking about my own testimony.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Exactly.
I mean, I hope that people will see that.
This is the thing. Share about the Lord. So if you could tell your younger self one thing about faith, what would it be?
I think just being open to anything and to keep your heart and your mind open is probably what I would advise myself, which I did in a lot of ways. But also what I always needed to do was care less about what people, my surroundings were kind of thinking and believing, because I think they felt a lot of maybe embarrassment about faith and about church, and I don't know where that comes. I genuinely do not know where that comes from or why that is. I don't know if it's because we're like young and meant to be cool and we just care about such worldly matters.
Yeah, that's right.
So caring about anything in a grander scheme just seemed like a waste of time, or I don't know. I'm not sure where it came from, but yeah, I definitely wish I'd cared less in that regard. But again, I think that I'm where I'm meant to be.
That's
now.
Beautiful. You care less about the world, but you care more about the world, the Lord. Oh my goodness. Forgive me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a wisest choice ever. It's a nice chat. Right?
Yeah,
it's a beautiful chat. It's better than I'd expect.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. If you got something you want to share, and you got something you want to talk about as well, and we could discuss together, so leave a comment. So see you on the next time. See ya.
Bye.
Nice.